Hey, we're down at Thumpstar. Today we're going to do a video on restoring an old 2005 Hunge 125cc with the billet CNC frame. These bikes were real popular back in the day. There was thousands and thousands of them sold. We found ourselves a real old beat up one that's had a hard life. So we're going to make this thing, we're going to restore it and make it look like new again. A lot of the parts are non-existent: wheels, swing arm, frame, front forks. So we're going to have to, what we're going to do is we've decided to use a brand new 2016 model TSX 125 LE, which is in this box. This is a brand new bike that's I mean, you can buy each one of these parts separately from our website, thumpstar.com.au. But we think, you know, if you just buy a whole brand new one of these bikes, it'll save you a bit of hassle, probably save you money in the long run because you'll have everything there to swap onto it. But yeah, if you do want to go down the road of buying the parts individually to restore your old Thumpstar, you can. Yeah, so we'll show you on the board what the Thumpstar TSX 125 LE looks like. It's this one here, and this one resembles the old Hunge 125. You know, it's got the Series 50 plastics. It's got the upside down forks. You know, the same type of frame, except you know it's got a steel frame obviously rather than a alloy frame. The main difference is it has the mono swing arm, where the old Thumpstar Hunge has the alloy swing arm. Parts we're going to struggle with the most is installing the back wheel and doing the front forks. We're hoping the engine and everything else should be pretty straightforward. But yeah, we won't waste too much of your time, and we'll start unboxing these and do a few measurements, and we'll keep the video rolling. Just got the bikes out of the boxes, as you can see. What we've done is we've done a few measurements. We're going to try and fit a 12-inch rear wheel, where the bike comes standard with a 10-inch wheel. So we're going to try and see if we can get it to work. It's a TSX LE, actually comes with a 12-inch wheel, as you can see. So I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try. So you just keep watching the video and you'll see if we get it working. And we're also going to upgrade the chain guide. This is a proper dirt bike chain guide. As you can see, it's actually designed for the chain to guide the chain properly and support it through the bottom there. As you can see, that wee runner, where these old Thumpstar ones, they're not really doing a lot apart from, you know, stopping the chain going side to side. So yeah, that should hopefully bolt on all right. Hey, we're just doing a progress report. So we're just going to show you the differences between the old Thumpstar and the new Thumpstar. The old Thumpstar uses the roller bearings. These are the Honda Series 50 style bearings. Where the Thumpstar, the new one, uses the new tapered design. A lot better design, but the problem is you can't put the tapered bearings into the old Thumpstar because if you have a look here, this is got 44 millimeter. See that, 44? And then if you look at the old Thumpstar, it's 40. So yeah, you can't use the new style bearings on the old design. It's not a problem though, because the actual stems themselves are the same thickness on both the bikes. So you can use either stem, either from the old Thumpstar or the new Thumpstar. But we're just trying to get this done quickly, so we're just going to use the old stem with the old bottom clamp, and then we're going to use the new top triple clamp off the new Thumpstar. This is basically the reason for that is to get around the 48, 45 mil problem, and luckily enough, it's all gonna fit together. We've done some measurements before. It all goes in nicely, as you can see. But either way works. Just if you want to use the new bottom clamp, you have to get it press the bearings off and everything. But we're just trying to do this fast and get this done for you guys. So yeah, that's probably about it. There's probably not many other. We can give you some measurements if you like of these. So the top tube's 40 on the old one. The top tube's diameter is 44 on the new one. The length is 160 mil. With the length on the old Thumpstar is, as you can see there, 140. That's pretty much the most of it. Yeah. Hey, so here's a progress report on the old Thumpstar that we're doing up from using the new Thumpstar parts. We managed to get the plastics and the front forks, the rear wheel all on. Starting to look a lot more fresher now. So what we managed to do for the back wheel is we've got the 15mm axle fitting the 12mm size swing arm. How we done that is with this file. We just filed out both sides for about 15 minutes, and yeah, the axle went through. You could also use a drill, but the file is a lot more easier to use. As you can see here, I've got the new caliper all bolted up. So yeah, the next thing we're going to be doing is getting this master cylinder mounted, which is going to be the most tricky part of the job. So everything else has been pretty straightforward, but this is going to be hard. So we're going to be replacing the motor anyway, so we're going to be removing this engine from the frame, and we're going to make a plate that mounts to the frame here, so then we can bolt the master cylinder on there. It's just going to be some angle iron. Hang on a second. Yeah, just some angle iron, just like this. Then we're just going to make a plate out of, drill some holes, cut it to size, and hopefully it all works out. Yeah, so it should come along and look pretty good once it's finished. Yeah, and then after that, just be a few retouch-up jobs here and there, and the bike will be all good to go. So you keep watching, and yeah, we'll show you the next steps. Hey, so this is where we're at with the Thumpstar restoration. As you can see, we've got it pretty stripped down, and the hardest bit so far is these that we've come across is mounting up the rear brake master cylinder, and also getting a brake pedal that's going to fit. The brake pedals can vary from model to model. They're actually one of the most difficult parts to get exact fitments of. So we've had to modify this one to get it to fit. I don't know if you can get the camera in. Down here you can see we've just had to, we've bent the end there to make it work. So what we've also had to do is drill holes over this side of the frame. And that's so we can mount the new plate that we've got. So we've made this plate up. As you can see here, it's pretty basic, but it's going to do the job. And then yeah, we're just going to mount that on the back of the frame there, and then we'll be able to mount our master cylinder onto the plate, and then hopefully it should all work. So if you look over here, we've got a bit of a diagram, but I mean it's going to depend on your master cylinder because some of them are different. So yeah, it's not the best diagram, but it gives you a bit of an idea.
That's the back of your frame there, where the bracket mounts up. That's the bracket we've made up. Two views of it, two different holes. Those holes are where the master cylinder is going to mount to, and these holes is where it's going to bolt onto the bike. And these holes here, which are these ones just here, we've actually had to tap threads into there. So we started off with a 3mm pilot hole, and then went to 4.5, and then tapped it with a M6 1.25 thread. We didn't drill all the way through, but that's just to mount that bracket onto. As you can see, we didn't drill all the way through. And yeah, to bend that foot brake, we just put that bit in the vise and then just pulled it around with our hands. It's not hard. But yeah, we'd recommend getting an engineer or someone with a bit of experience to do this part, because it's not easy.
Finally finished the restoration on the old Thumpstar using the new Thumpstar parts. As you can see, the bike's turned out pretty cool. Definitely looks a lot better than what it done. We're pretty surprised with it. The one thing we really got tripped up on was that rear brake master cylinder. But yeah, apart from that, everything went on pretty smoothly, which is pretty surprising considering, you know, there's 10 years difference between the new Thumpstar and the old Thumpstar. So yeah, it's definitely keeps things pretty simple. when you can do that. So just to tell you guys again, we've used a 2016 Thumpstar TSX 125 LE, and you can also use a TSB 125, which has the conventional forks, and that's what we've basically used to take all the parts off and use on this bike. We've done used a couple other wee parts here and there, but most of the parts have fitted on pretty well. So let's just talk about the front end. So say you guys, you've got an old Thumpstar, you know, you busted your front wheel. The only way to get around it is you're going to have to replace your whole front end. That means you're going to have to replace the forks, the clamps, the front brake assembly, the whole lot. No other way around it. Even if you want to replace your front brake pads, you're going to have to replace the front end. I know that doesn't sound that good, but it's just the way it is. At least you're going to come out with a lot better front end. And I mean, the good thing is the parts are cheap. And you don't have to use a Thumpstar like there's probably some other bikes out there that will probably work as well. All the smaller details, you know, like smaller things like the levers, throttle, cables, throttles, all this kind of stuff will easily, you know, all the stuff off the new Thumpstars will easily work on the old Thumpstar. You know, they're just using the standard generic Series 50 plastics and seat and tanks, all that stuff, you know, just use the Series 50 stuff and you'll be fine there. As for the rear shock, you know, they're just a 250mm eye-to-eye, real simple to get your hands on. Engines, that's just a standard horizontal engine. Any horizontal engine from 50cc up to 190cc is going to bolt in that frame pretty easily. So carbs, all simple to get. The only thing where you're going to get tripped up on is the back wheel. If you need to replace your back wheel, you're going to have to drill your swing arm out from 12mm to 15mm axle. So that's the only thing on the rear there. Yeah, you have to file it out. The next thing is even if you want to replace your rear brake pads, you're going to have to replace your whole caliper. You're going to have to replace the wheel and put that whole new back end in. And yeah, same thing, you're going to have to get the engineer or try and get the plate to fit onto the back of the frame like we have. And yeah, the rear brake pedal, that's another tricky one. We've had to sort of bend that to fit and get it all working. Not ideal, but yeah, it all works. And yeah, we're pretty stoked how it's all turned out. So yeah, I hope this video has helped you guys out. And if you've got any questions, just let us know. And thanks for watching.